In today's episode, we continue our journey north with 70 plus miles of glorious sailing from our anchorage at Camaret Sur Mer to Roskoff Marina, and then we take to our bikes to explore some of Roskoff's hidden treasures. So we came into Camaret Sur Mer last night. We're now, the weather's going to be coming from the west, the wind, so we've decided we're going to go through the Canal de Four and then up to Labarak. So the plan is to set off from here around 11, give us 2 hours to get across to the bottom of the canal, and that will be slackwater Brest, and then we can take the tide up, hopefully. So we're looking forward to having a nice sailing day.
So we're just coming into the Canal de Four now. There's the marker. We can see there's a sort of lighthouse. There it is. Lots to see on shore. Currently doing about 5.9 knots, but we are motor sailing, only on gentle revs. His Majesty has bowed for you. And you can see some of the low-lying land over there that we're sort of cutting through, which makes it the Canal de Four. There's some low-lying islands. So when I say we're motor sailing, you can see that we've only got our main up. If you look at the wind instrument, the one in the middle, you can see it's still in the red quarter, so it's not perfect for sailing. It needs to come out of that. Our engine revs are quite low, I think, just below 2,000. We've now got our full set of sails out and we're sailing at 7.5 knots and we've only got 11 knots of wind. We are so thrilled with our copper bottom. We are sailing so fast and it's just been really easy this season not having to anti-foul the boat. So really pleased with that. We are heading, as you know, round to Labarak, and I think going at 7.5 knots, we're going to get there easily on the turn of the tide. We're just arriving in the entrance to Labarak, the river that goes in. We're just passing the cardinal that marks the entrance. I think Alan will show you the cardinal. Quite a big one, really obvious. It's a busy little channel today. We've got a little boat just about to come by, bright pink hull, looking very lovely. Lots of boats coming in and out. It's about mid-tide. We're still doing 7.1 knots down here. The tide is absolutely hammering through here. It's a spring tide. Here comes the little pink boat, Alan.
Have you got that side?
Yeah. Yeah, so we're nearly in. Give us another 20 minutes and we should be either anchored up or we'll take a mooring ball. So how are we celebrating this brilliant passage we've just had? Oh, obviously can't speak, so that must be part of it.
obviously here, his very special mug, he has got...
We're doing the only thing a British couple can possibly do. Tea and biscuits.
And it is so peaceful on the mooring buoy that we've picked up. It's lovely. We just sat on the deck, enjoying the ambience, and then I suppose one of us will have to cook dinner. After a couple of weeks of gale force winds, really, we had 2 or 3 days of lovely, well, light sailing breezes. And this morning, we've woken up and it is so still. Look at this. Not even a ripple. It's like glass out here. I'm not looking out to sea. All the boats are beautifully lined up. No movement at all. Oh, how lovely. Today we're going to go ashore. Got to pay for our berth, well, our mooring ball, and then we're going to get ready. We're going to sail to Roskoff. So today's journey, we're in here. We're at Labarak. We're going to come out of here, around the entrance there. Going to travel around the coast, along here, around there. Sorry, around the top there, and into here to Roskoff. Okay, I'm beginning to slip. Hang on. Okay. Okay, we're clear. Yeah. A bit like cardboard, but we're off.
We're just sailing around the sort of northwest tip of France, and there's a fairly conspicuous tower there. We're not sure what it's called, but when we came around last time we didn't see it because of all the fog. So we thought we'd just film it today, but it's huge.
Well, I don't know if you can see how roly-poly we are, but even though there's really no wind, we've got about 4.4 knots of wind, it says, and it's really all over, so it's no wind at all, and the sea state is really calm. We're still roly-roly. We are this. It's very odd.
But I don't know if you can capture this really, but we're just looking at how much roll there is. So if I put that on the horizon, might give you an idea. And just then it stops. We're just getting it from the beam really. We thought it would be behind us coming from the west, and you know the beam for us is north, but the swell seems to be coming down from the north for any reason that we're not clear on. Any number of reasons we're not clear on, but there it is.
Well, we've been motoring, or motor sailing most of the way. Nearly into Roskoff. This is Labarak in front of us. We've just got to do a little way down here and we'll be into Bloscombe Port de Plaisance. It's been a lovely trip. The sun has come out, which is rather nice for the end of the day. We're sat in the sunshine. Well, I am on deck. Alan, as usual, is doing something down below. I have to say I do most things on deck while we're out and he does most things below because I get a bit seasick. That's why it's always this way around. I never get seasick if I stay on deck on the whole. So it suits me much more. So we've arrived in Roskoff and we moored up to this big wooden beauty here. Well, it's quite late and we had a big lunch at lunch and then on passage we just had a sandwich. It's about 5 o'clock. It's now gone 9. Here's Alan. We have a thing. When we come in sometimes, we're starving. And so the thing that we do is we eat pancakes. So Alan is a pancake connoisseur. And he is currently having a Nutella and banana pancake. Here he goes with pancake number 2.
I'm using it all.
And I think for this one, he'll definitely go lemon and sugar.
You're absolutely right.
We're really happy to be here.
Classic.
3 days of sailing and we've done some mileage. We're heading back the other way because we want to go to the Normandy beaches and do a bit of World War II history. So that's where we're heading in general. But tonight we're just looking forward to a nice night in bed. So we've been in Roskoff a few days, but we haven't shown you much because we've been quite busy. So here's our bikes. We have to get them from there. We're going to head into Roskoff town. We've got to go across this boat that we moored alongside and across here and then over this gap and off we go. It turns out it's a pretty long walk from our boat up onto the Hard before we can go and explore. So we've got our bikes ashore with lots of little restaurants and things on the front here. It's quite pretty actually, quite a nice view. But today is just a little overcast in the distance. That's what it's like when you get to the top. We got into Roscoff, and here's a lighthouse. Been here for about 100 years, I think. Got a few things before they got to this solution. Very conspicuous. We are currently in Church Square. Absolutely stunning church. Very, very peaceful place. Shops and cafes. Lovely little courtyard area. Look at these holding up the supports. A different one there. An artist's haunt, is where lots of them came here apparently. Now there's a hotel. Here we are leaving Roskoff, or at least attempting to. We went to the fuel berth, and then when we slipped the fuel berth, we couldn't leave because the ferry's coming in. Look at that, what a beast. While I've been busy popping the fenders away, the Brittany Ferries ferry coming forwards, and he's now doing a full 360 in a tiny space. Quite impressive. So let's see if we can get a better view. Look at that. Little guy in the dinghy's from the harbour. He's just making sure nobody leaves the harbour while the ferry's doing its business. And there are some lights up there. 3 reds. They're not easy to see at this time of day though. On top of that sort of white box. They're probably about halfway through waiting. Beautiful sunrise this morning.